Good evening, everyone. Apologies for the slight delay. We just had a technical glitch there before we went live on air. You're all very welcome to MU Live. Delighted to be here this evening. This evening, we're going to focus on the soccer scholarship at Maynooth, how to apply and participation. I'm delighted to be joined by Barry Prandaval, who is the Soccer Development Officer at Maynooth University. Been here a total of 14 years now, so knows the job inside out. Aaron and Carla have been really generous in giving over their time also to be here and to give you an insight into what it's like to be a current Maynooth student and participate on the scholarship program. And also you can ask them any kind of questions regarding what they're studying. They're both second year students. Aaron is a second year business and accounting student, and Carla is a second year art student on our MH 101 Bachelor of Arts degree, studying psychological studies and geography. I'm also joined in the background here. She has her camera off by Deirdre Carroll. She's a dear colleague of mine. We work together in the admissions office. And I don't know, she might be popping in links to the arts degree or the business and accounting, or maybe our open day, or anything that comes up. She can drop links into the chat box. I'm just going to draw your attention to the Q&A box, which is at the bottom of your screen, kind of in the middle. If you have any questions for us this evening, and we hope you have lots and lots of questions, please pop them into the Q&A box and we can get through those then as we go through the evening. My name is Fionnuala Finnegan and I'm the Student Recruitment Officer, and I also work in the admissions office. So we're, as I said, all delighted to be here today. Now, I think I've said enough. So without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Barry, who's going to give you a presentation on the scholarship and how to apply, etc. So do you want to share your screen there, Barry?
Is it not shared?
Not yet. Take your time. You know, the share screen there in the middle.
Okay. I'm after. A sec.
Yeah.
Let's go into this. Sorry.
There's always something. Sure, not at all. Not a problem.
1 second.
The joys of technology.
Yeah.
But the handy thing about technology is that we don't have to go out in our cars, because I don't know about you, but it started to rain here in Kildare. So we can sit here from the comfort of our homes.
1 second, just waiting for this.
Is it loading?
Yeah, I'm sorry about this.
You're okay.
It's open in mine, so I'll just share mine. You can tell me to go on.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's no problem.
Sorry,
Perfect,
can you see
Deirdre.
that?
We can see it, yeah. Just hop into presentation mode there.
There you go.
Amazing.
Go next.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Technical hitch. My name is Barry Prandaval, and I'm the Soccer Development Officer, as Fionnuala has pointed out. I've been here for 14 years, and I've really enjoyed my time at Maynooth University. And before that, in a previous life, I was a professional footballer, both in the UK and in Ireland, and had a great time. And obviously, that's led on to this job. So that's fantastic. Do you want to go on to the next one there?
Sorry.
Okay, so just
here. There you go.
Okay, so what I'll do is give a quick overview of the scholarship, of what we have to offer basically with soccer in the university. I'll go through the intervarsity competition squads, the intervarsity competition structure, the Maynooth University coaching staff, and what we have to offer regarding football for fun, regarding 7-a-side and 5-a-side competitions, information about our soccer scholarship program and supports, scholarship in semester schedule, the current scholars and former scholars, some photographs and some squad photographs, and then I'll give my contact information then afterwards. Want to go on?
Sorry, now it must be a bad. It's coming out bad. It won't come out of it for me. There we go.
Okay. Okay. Initially, these are the teams that you can play for while studying at Maynooth University, the soccer teams that that are available for you to play for. So firstly, we have the men's senior squad who play in the CUFL, which is the College and Universities Football Premier Division. They also compete in the Collingwood Cup. We have the men's senior B squad who play in the CUFL Division 2, and they also play in the Crowley Cup. We have the men's fresher squad who play in the CUFL Division 3 and the Harding Cup. We have the men's freshers B squad who play in the CUFL Division 4. Now, they didn't play this year because of COVID. We decided not to go with that one, but they will be back in action next year. We have the MU Women's Senior Squad who play in the CUFL Premier Division and the Kelly Cup. And then we have the Women's B Squad who play in Division 1 and the O'Regan Cup. So that's the intervarsity squads who compete during the week for the university. But we also have weekend football for students who would like to represent the university at the weekend. And it's a link with Maynooth Town Football Club, who compete in the Leinster Senior League. So it's Maynooth University Town Football Club. Some of you might have heard about this, the club, and I have a bit more information about that later on in the presentation. But the three teams that we have that compete at the weekend are our Leinster Senior League senior team, who compete in the top division of the Leinster Senior League. Our second team is the Maynooth University Town major Saturday side, who are the second side, and then our third side is the Leinster Senior League Division 3 Sunday side. So that's the 9 teams that we have for you to play with while studying at Maynooth University. So do you want to go on to the next one, Deirdre?
Yeah, 2 seconds. I'm actually just going to change over because I think we are just not passing over. So I'm just going to change this on my. There we go. Okay. It should be okay. There we go.
Okay, so I just wanted to point out the competition in the College Universities football. So the competition that we play in. So as you can see, the College Universities Football League is broken at Premier level. It's broken into Premier North and Premier South. Now, this might not be the breakdown or the sections that the teams are in, but these are the teams that will be playing in the Premier Division next year. So as you can see in the Premier North ourselves, UCD, TUD, Dundalk IT, Sligo IT, and Trinity. And Premier South, you've Carroll IT, Waterford IT, University Limerick, TUS, Letterkenny IT, and UCC. So those games are played, as I'll point out later on, in the league competition in October and November. And then the cup competitions are played later on in the year in semester 2. And you can see in February, the Collingwood Cup is played and the Harding Cup are played in February. And then the Crowley Cup will be played, which is intermediate level cup competition, will be played in March. So we can go on to the next one. So we move on to the ladies competition. Again, we compete in the Premier competition, league competition at third level. And it's the same setup with the Premier North and Premier South. With Maynooth University, they're competing in Premier North with UCD, Sligo, Letterkenny, and Ulster University. And the Premier South, Carlow IT, Galway, UCC, Jim IT, and Waterford IT. Again, the league starts us off in October and November, and then hopefully then getting into semi-finals and quarterfinals in February in semester 2. And then the cup competitions are in February and in March. Okay, so we can go on to the next one there, Deirdre. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, probably it's quite small, but it just outlines what when the competitions and the games take place and what months they take place. So you can see that we have our league games played, 3 league games to be played in October with 2 in November. Now there's no games played in December or January, or not many competitive games played in December or January due to exams in different institutions. So the main months of the competitive season within third level is October, November, and February, and maybe into the start of March, depending on how far you go in the competitions. And there's various other futsal competitions and various different things you can see. You can have a read through this yourself and have a look through yourself, but loads of football to be played within the third level. Okay. So just in relation to coaching staff, so our senior head coach is James O'Callaghan, and James has been with our head coach for women's soccer for the last, I think, 4 years. And James has been incredibly successful with the women's senior team. James is also the Peamount women's National League senior coach, and has had great success with Peamount as well. And we have a link with Peamount in the fact that they produce a lot of underage international players like Carla, who you're going to be introduced to later on. And they produce a lot of underage international players. So assistant to James is Emma Donoghue, also at Peamount, and goalkeeper coach is David Burke, who has great experience within League of Ireland circles. The B team is run by Brian Kay, also had an involvement with Peamount United, now in Athlone Town, and he's assisted by John Clark. So our men's coaching staff, delighted to have Martin Russell as our pro license, former UCD manager, former Limerick manager, former Manchester United player, Martin Russell, head coach of our men's senior team, assisted by Kenny Malloy, who's involved with Athlone Town, as well as ourselves. David Burke, again, he does the goalkeeping coaching for the ladies and the men's, and he's great experience around the League of Ireland. Our B team is managed by Kieran Quinn and Marcus Bailey. Our Freshers 8 team is managed by Michael Mugan and assisted by Kevin Beggy. And our B team, last time out, was managed by Kieran Walsh. Okay, just moving on to the scholarship information. So I just wanted to give you some information around the benefits of the scholarship. So if you're successful with your application for your scholarship, you will be awarded up to 60 CAO points a concession, but you have to reach a minimum of 300 points CAO points in your Leaving Cert results. You will be given reserved accommodation on campus. You will have medical and physiotherapy support through the performance clinic. They also provide our strength conditioning support as well. We have a gym in the sports center, and that will be free for you to use. It's free for all students to use, but we have a dedicated scholarship training gym. Now it's small, but it's very well equipped, but that's only for scholarships to use exclusively. You'll also be given a training pack when you come in, so you'll be kitted out for training, for matches. You'll have a bag, rain jacket, and I'll go through that later on. You'll also be offered a financial bursary depending on your potential going forward and what you've achieved so far before you enter the university. You'll be monitored by the likes of myself and Martin Russell and James O'Callaghan, who have played at a very high level, semi-professional and professionally, when you come in as a scholarship in Maynooth. So, and just to point out regarding the application for this year, so the deadline for this year is April 1st, 2022. Okay, so I wanted to just give you a kind of picture of what this training schedule is like. So, and I think it's important to point out that most of the players that come into the Maynooth University Scholarship Program are playing for Women's National League teams like Carla, who plays for DLR Waves, or we have Tegan Ruddy, who plays for Peamount, and Aaron, who plays for Longford. So a lot of the guys have to, I suppose, manage the fact that they're on a scholarship program, but they also are playing National League level soccer. So, you know, we can see the day-to-day, you can have a read there yourself, but most of our games are played either on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. We will train on a Monday, every Monday. The men's train at 7:45 in the morning. The ladies train at 6 o'clock in the evening. We will have 3 to 4 options of going to the gym. You need to go to one of those gyms. You can go to all of them if you want, gym sessions, and there will be an instructor there for you in those gym sessions. But like you can see, it's quite a demand. It's nearly full-time training when you consider that the club situation and you have your commitment to the university as a scholarship. So you will be effectively training full-time. You'll be doing something most days. Okay. Go on to the next one. So just your responsibilities as a soccer scholarship. So to maintain a high standard of education, obviously, if you come in to the scholarship, you know, if you don't pass your exams, if you don't maintain high standards with the academic side, we won't have you for next year, the following year. So that's not a situation anybody wants. So obviously, playing of soccer, you have to maintain a high standard. Injuries, any injuries, we have to be told straight away. For example, if you got injured playing for your club at the weekend, we need to know straight away so we can have our physios have a look and hopefully fix the problem. Accommodation on campus. So anybody on campus has to represent the scholarship program well while they're over there and basically behave themselves. So we expect all scholarships to be on time for training and to be wearing club kit, and the same for matches, on time wearing club kit. And obviously, when you're on the scholarship program, you're representing yourself and the university, and to be aware of that at all times. So do you want to go on, Deirdre? Okay, I just want to, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but this is the training pack that we give to scholars when they come in to Maynooth University. So you can see there's a full training pack there. You've got your training kit, your socks, your shorts, you've got your rain jacket, your full tracksuit, your bag. So it's a professional setup, and we try to make it as professional as we can while the scholars are in the university. We can go on to the next one. Okay, so just a few photographs of recent squads. That the top left, you can see a few guys that you might recognize. Danny Grant is there. Connor Kane is at Drogheda at the moment. Danny Grant's at Huddersfield. Luke McNally in that picture as well is signed for Oxford. And there's some really, really high level female players as well. I think Tegan could be down there as well. Yeah, Tegan Ruddy, who's played for the women's national leagues, the women's senior team, Irish senior team. So we go on to the next one. Okay, so I just wanted to go through some of the undergraduates that are outstanding at the moment, and some of the caliber of players that we have on the program. So starting from top left, we have Carla, who's with us at the moment. She's going to answer a few questions later on. She's played under 19 international and is really doing well for us this year, banging the goals in for the university in our competitions. Bottom left, we've Tegan Ruddy. Tegan's outstanding women's national league player with Peamount and has played for the women's senior team a few years ago now, but she's also under 19 international. In the middle there, that's Promise Omachera, who's playing for Bow's first team at the moment. Exciting centre forward, has great future. There in the middle, just below Promise, is Erin Mclaughlin, who's recently been away with the Irish under 19 international team and has played for our squads this year and is a really exciting player, centre midfielder. Top right is Enda Minogue. Enda's a goalkeeper. And Enda has played really, really well for the university team, who have done really well, the senior team this year, reaching 2 finals. And then bottom right, it's James Clark, who's playing for Drogheda United, very senior team there, and has been a brilliant player for us for the last few years. Do you want to go on to the next one? Okay, so notable graduates. We'll start top left again. That's Conor O'Malley, who played for Maynooth University, played for St. Pat's, was an underage international, and Conor signed a professional contract to Peterborough United. And below that is Sean Hoare. A lot of people, any League of Ireland fans will know Sean is currently playing for Shamrock Rovers, who are champions of Ireland, and has had a really, really successful League of Ireland career. Across from Sean there in the middle is Dara Markey, who plays for Drogheda. He used to play for St. Pat's, qualified in business management. And we have top right is Jay Carroll, who's currently at Motherwell. Has had a successful professional career after getting his degree at Maynooth University. And Connor Kane, bottom right, is playing for Drogheda at the moment and is having a successful League of Ireland career. But I suppose the outstanding, former scholar that we have would be Jamie Mcgrath, who's been playing for the Irish senior team recently, and has transferred from Inverness to Wigan in the English league. So really exciting future for Jamie, and it's a great he's just had a fantastic career so far, and he's a great example for anybody who is looking to get on the program. He's got his education, and now he's going on and having a great career in soccer. So a couple more notable undergraduates. We have Danny Grant on the left and Luke McNally. And you can see the guys representing there, Conor Kane and Luke McNally, Killian Duffy representing Ireland at third level. I'll talk about that a bit later on. Do you want to go on? So just a couple of notable graduates on the female side. On the left there, you have Amber Barrett, who has been involved with the women's senior squad for the last few years and scored some big goals for them. Amber was an outstanding player for the university while she was here, and had an outstanding women's National League career as well. She's now a full professional in Cologne in Germany. And then in the middle there, that's Isabel Atkinson, and Isabel was playing for Shelburne, and she's transferred over to Glasgow Celtic. And on the right, that's Sarah Lawler. Sarah's a little bit older. She's finished playing now, but was a women's senior international, graduated from Maynooth University, and was an outstanding player for us while she was here. Did you want to go on? So this is the men's squad. I just wanted to put a few photographs. We've had some great success over the years with, I suppose, the biggest cup that we've won is the Collingwood Cup in 2014. That's top right. But this season we've had a great season. We can see top left, that's our freshest squad winning the Harding Cup. But they also won the league, the Division 3 league, which our freshers play, and they won that today. So our freshers have won a double. And last time out we won the Crowley Cup in 2019. So great success for the men's. So moving on to Maynooth University Town. This is our link with the local towns team. So the rule we have in place would be that if you're on scholarship and you play for a League of Ireland team, that's fine. But if you drop out of the League of Ireland, you can retain your scholarship by representing Maynooth University Town in the Leinster Senior League. So that's the rule we have in place. Now, Maynooth University Town have had great success since this partnership was established in 2014, the last 8 years. We've won numerous trophies, including the FAI Intermediate Cup in 2018, in May of 2018. But we've won various different leagues and cups along the way. Now we'll go on to the next one there, Deirdre. So as I wanted to point out, that you can represent your country at third level. You can see top left, we play in the, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a university game, every 2 or 3 years, which is really, really exciting to represent your university. But that opportunity is there while you're in third level. And you can see a few of our guys, Luke McNally, Killian and Conor Kane, representing Ireland for down the bottom right there. Can't remember. I think that game was against Italy. Go on there, Deirdre. Okay, so just soccer for fun. We run various different competitions throughout the year, just for a recreational participation level, for guys that don't necessarily want to commit to the 11-a-side game and train a couple of times a week and play games, but they just want to play a game with their friends. We have a 7-a-side competition, which is the biggest participation competition on campus, which we have regularly over 300 participants a year. We also run that's a 7-a-side competition, which you can see takes place on the all-weather pitch in the university's facilities. We also run a 5-a-side competition, which is an indoor futsal 5-a-side competition. So just moving on to the coaching courses. So we haven't done this in the last couple of years, but previous to that, we would have run PDP, PDP1, PDP2 courses at Maynooth University. So that's an option if anybody wants to get on the coaching ladder, that we do provide that for you when you come into the university. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So that's really it, guys. Sorry about the technical hitch at the start. I think it kind of affected the rest of the presentation, but Just if anybody wants to contact me at all, there's my contact details. Absolutely delighted to take any calls or any emails or text me, whatever you want to do. Happy to take a call from anybody, your parents, yourself, to give you over the information. And I think that's really it. We will, I suppose, the application process is open till the 1st of April. But we will have a trial on the 13th, Wednesday, the 13th of April. We'll be holding a trial, and we will hold some interviews as well for those that we choose that have a chance to get a scholarship.
Great. Thanks so much, Barry. So just, I suppose, for people, just to let them know a little bit about the process. And the presentation was great, by the way. I think there's gremlins in the system this evening. I'm not sure what's going on. It's been a while since we've had anything as problematic, but I think people got the message nonetheless. So I dropped the link into the box there earlier on, into the chat box. So anyone here, folks, who is interested in applying, do it sooner than later, because the deadline is the 1st of April. So, you know, you might take your time over filling it in. And I think you need references and things like that as well. So do you have a date for interviews this year, Barry, or not yet?
I'm not sure, but it's going to be between the 1st and the 13th. So we'll hold them before the 13th, because we'll have the trial on the 13th.
Oh, fantastic. So before the 13th of April, that is. And then you're going to have trials on campus this year, are you?
Yeah. So we haven't been able to do that for a couple of years, obviously, with the pandemic. But it'll be great to. Now we've still got some great players through the scholarship program, like Aaron, and Carla. But it'll be great to be able to actually see the guys before we offer them a scholarship. You know, so.
Sure, absolutely, and that was always the nature of it. It's just, as you said yourself, with the pandemic, we haven't been able to do that. So that's really exciting. How cool!
But I suppose it's important. Yeah. It's important to point out as well, Fionnuala, that, you know, if guys say they don't get an interview and they don't get a trial, that, you know, we do have so many teams that, you know, if you come in and you represent the college for the freshers or the freshers B or the B team, you know, if you're good enough, you'll be put on scholarship then anyway. So we're always looking out for guys, you know, that way. So it's not that that process is done and then it's finished. You know, we're always looking out for guys. So.
Absolutely. And people can have an off day. Do you know what I mean? But exactly. Once they're in and they're playing, and then they might have a better day, or they might be packing an injury or something, or just not up to their maximum. And that's absolutely fine. A couple of questions have come in before we get to Aaron and Carla. Carla's had a quick change, so looking good in the outfit, very nice. And we'll definitely chat to Carla and Aaron then about their experiences and how they're getting on the scholarship program. But so someone has asked, Andre, what is the rule if you drop out of the National League?
So if you're on scholarship and if you're playing National League, that's fine. But if you drop out of the National League, we have weekend teams. So they're called, it's Maynooth University Town. So you can retain your scholarship if you represent Maynooth University Town at the weekend, rather, you know, because you're no longer playing for a League of Ireland team. That's basically it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And thanks to Aaron, who's been so helpful there. Someone has asked, Lucas has asked, how do we apply for the scholarship? I did put a link in and Aaron's put it in, but you need to click everyone, Aaron, because I think it's just hosts and panelists at the moment, because we were chatting in the background there. Good man. Oh, you have it. Well done. That's it. So another one, my son no longer plays for League of Ireland and hasn't gone for trials this year because he's focusing on his studies. He wouldn't be alone. He did play for Drogheda United, was on ETP squad, has done coaching courses and coached FAI summer school. Is it worth his applying, or do we have to be, where's the end of that? Or does he have to be currently playing for Drogheda?
No, like that's what the trials are for. We know that people are going to have various difficulties. They could have been injured. They want to prioritize studying for the year, obviously in sixth year. But that's what I will go through his application and I will see that he has good pedigree and that he should apply, and we'll have a look at him in the trials, and then, you know, we'll make a decision from then. That's about it.
Great. Do you have to be playing? I thought it said LOL, but I think it's League of Ireland level to apply.
No. I think I pointed out Killian Duffy earlier on. Killian was playing for Dunboyne, and he came to the trials, and he was just really, really good in the trials. We saw he was an athletic lad, but Killian's gone on and had an outstanding Leinster Senior League career with ourselves, Maynooth University Town, and he's played at a really high level. And probably when he was representing the university, was as high a standard as the guys that were playing League of Ireland, and Longford looked to sign him and Bray last year, but he has a good job now, so he decided not to take that opportunity.
Fantastic, great. So no is the answer. That's amazing.
Yes.
How many scholarships do we? No, it's no. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound smart. Sorry. How many scholarships do you have on offer, Barry?
Well, we'd have, I think, the majority of both men's and women's squads that we have, the first teams, are on scholarship. So we'll say on average 16 to 18 for the girls, and probably about 20 to 22 for the lads. In around
overall.
So good to 40, 30, between 35 and 40. Yeah.
Yes, that's just a lot. But is that every year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously with training, you need to have good numbers, and yeah. So
that's a great amount.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, good stuff. So there were really great questions, folks. If you have any more questions, keep them coming. But I think we should hear now from the two students who have kindly joined us here this evening. So Carla, how long have you been playing soccer? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've been playing soccer since I was about 10 or 11. I started with Gaelic, but football went out in the end. So I played with boys first, and then obviously get to a certain age, you kind of have to move on because boys get too big. But yeah, I've been really enjoying coming up through the age groups and all that comes with it, like making friends and stuff. And then obviously when it came time to come to college, it was a no-brainer to go to Maynooth because just Barry got in contact and I applied through the link and just went from there.
Great. Where are you living at the moment? I don't think I asked earlier on.
I'm actually on campus, so if you hear doors banging on yeah.
Your flatmates. Oh, very good. So you're living on campus, but where are you from originally?
Oh, I live in Moat in West.
You lived in Moat. Okay.
Yeah.
And did you play with local clubs growing up there, Carla?
Yeah, until the age of about 15 when I moved up to Peamount. I played for Peamount then. That was kind of through the Gaynor Cup, which was a great experience as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. And so you were the Maynooth University Scholarship Program was always kind of on your radar, was it?
Yeah, I think I just came up for an open day, I think it was, and of course caught my eye as the Astro out the back, and kind of from there I was like, I'd really like to go, so kind of just set up the CEO around that kind of thing, and then just went from there. So it was a good decision. I'm glad that I did take a like it.
Fantastic. So did you join in 2019, was it? Or must have been 2019. Or was it 2020?
2019, I think. Yeah, I did have to take it after my leaving cert because I did my ACL. So that put me, I was meant to go to America, but that kind of fell through because of that. But I'm happy out where I ended up. So.
And you're fully recovered now and happy.
Yeah, I'm picking over. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Great. And what about yourself, Aaron? Have you always played soccer?
Yeah, I always played soccer when I was growing up. I played like yourself. I played Gaelic and soccer growing up in Cavan. So I played both up until I had to make a choice, and it was when I was about 15, 16 as well. I had quit Gaelic to play with Monaghan Cavan in the under-17 League of Ireland.
Okay, yeah. And how did you find out about the scholarship program at Maynooth?
My older brother went to Maynooth as well, so I'd always had an interest in coming to Maynooth. I like the town. It's small, it's lively, it's bubbly, and I like the campus as well. It's hard to get lost. It's not massive. It's not intimidating like if you were to go to any colleges in Dublin or something like that. Obviously, it's a big step up living out in the sticks in Cavan to come to an actual town or a city like that. So I'd always loved the town, and I I wanted to go to Maynooth regardless of what I was doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And how did you find the interview process, Aaron? Was it easy enough? Do you have any tips for students here today? Obviously, there's lots of students who are going to be making putting in applications after this evening, we hope. So what kind of advice would you be able to give them?
Yeah, I was the same as Carla. The year I came, it was during COVID, so obviously we didn't get a trial match, and it was hard for Barry, you know, to pick players out with that. But obviously, you know, you throw your footballing CV or whatever you want to call it, and he picked it out of that. So I think that time I joined, I think I was on a few video calls with Barry for about 3 times before he made the decision. Obviously, it's going to be different now. Yeah, you have the trial game to go and show where, you know, even if you're not playing, even if you're not League of Ireland, you can go out and show it to Barry and show it to Martin and all the lads and all the coaches, like, why you should be there.
Yeah, definitely. And so we will be back to some sort of sense of normalcy, you know, because with COVID of the last couple of years, it was a little bit more tricky. The interviews will be held online. Do you know, are the interviews going to be held online or in person, Barry? Have we made that decision yet?
To be honest, I would prefer if they were online. I mean, the positive thing about them being face to face is that it gives people maybe that haven't been to Maynooth on campus an opportunity to do that for Nuala. But it's handy that, you know, that you know, the Zoom thing and the Teams thing. That's so that's the handy thing about it. But I would say if I have a choice, I'll probably do them online, you know.
Yeah, because as you said yourself, they can come in and do the trial anyway, and sort of playing it's a different story. Yeah, I suppose that is quite handy to be able to just set up the link and have a chat online. How did you find the process, Carla? Did you do it online or was it face to face?
No, I actually had a face to face because I think it was the year I got injured. I came in for the interview, even though I deferred then after that. But I just found it grand, like Barry and there's another lady there, and like they were lovely, so they were really welcoming, and it's just not to panic and just, you know, speak about what you've been through in football and your goals and ambitions and stuff, and just put your best foot forward for it. Really, that's all you have to do.
Very good. And thank you for that. I think Barry mentioned really in one of his slides that, yes, obviously you're going to be really good at soccer and have an interest and a passion in soccer. But in order to be able to avail of the scholarship, you also need to be doing quite well in your leaving cert and choosing a degree area that suits you. So Carla, I'll start with you. Did you always know that you wanted to study psychological studies within the arts degree? How did you do research around that?
Yeah, so it was kind of 2 choices. For me, it was kind of either down the sports or like physiotherapy or then psychology. So when I seen that Maynooth had the psychology, I put that as my first, just because of the football program and all. So that was kind of what drove me to pick that course. And then obviously flexibility of arts, you could do 4 or so subjects in first year. So it was kind of like you had, you know, sorry about that. You had the pick of the bunch, like, you know, so it was good to get that experience as well.
Yeah. And so do you think you'd like to do a master's maybe in sports psychology or something like that?
Definitely, yeah. I'd say I need to go down the route of sports psychology or child psychology either, because obviously I love coaching and stuff. So working with kids is another avenue like I would like to explore.
Very good. That's excellent. Well done, you. And Aaron, you're studying business and accounting. Were they 2 subjects that you were interested in at second level, or how did you do your research around that?
Yeah, actually, I didn't do either for my leaving cert, which is stupid looking back at it. But I'd always had an interest. Like, I'd done business for my junior cert, but the year I was doing my leaving, PE was a new subject, and it was a bit of a no-brainer for me to choose that. But
do you regret it?
Not really. I think I got here anyway, so
you did
so
actually. Yeah, that's a very valid point. Yeah.
So I didn't really mind, but it was just coming into the end of 5th year and then 6th year. Obviously, I had to have more of an idea of what I was doing, and obviously, you know, from the open days, you get the prospectus books, and you can look online through the careers portal and that. And I had I don't know why, but just as boring as it sounds, the business and accounting actually just struck out to me, and I was interested. And to be fair, I don't really regret it. I'm enjoying it, and hopefully I continue to get the degree. Like,
That's great. No, I meant, do you regret not keeping it on as a leaving cert subject? But actually, you said you didn't, and that's perfect. And
yeah,
you don't need to have studied business in your leaving cert to take business in Maynooth, which is great. You just need an 04 H7 maths. And speaking of maths, is it very mathsy, or is it a straightforward type of maths?
yeah, it's more straightforward kind of maths. It's you know, there's no equations or stuff like that. Nothing
Calculusy like.
yeah, nothing that will blow you away. It's more just adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. That's probably the worst you can get. And as long as you can, although I say I'm to make it sound easy, as long as you can do that, you'll be grand. But obviously, it is very hard to do.
Yeah. And obviously, I mean, the two of you have done really well to maintain a high level, in your sport and also in the study as well. What would you say you attribute that success to?
Or do you want to go ahead first?
I don't mind if you want to.
Yeah, well, I suppose hard work is really all that you can say towards it, because like if you don't put in the hours to anything, really, you're not going to reap the benefits. So I just say, like, making sacrifices here and there, like the likes of, like, especially on campus here, you'd be in bed and you'd be hearing people heading out in the town, and you're kind of like, it's a different lifestyle, so, but like, I wouldn't change it for the world. So you kind of just need to decide, like, if you love the game enough and you want to set yourself up right, like it's just that putting the head down kind of and keeping focus.
Yeah, well done. Would this be if you have a weekend game, Carla, and you can hear all the lads heading off into the roost on a Friday?
It's midweek, weekend.
Or it could be midweek. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. This is just my old head now thinking we only go out at the weekend. Oh gosh, my college years are way behind me. Oh, I couldn't do it now, I tell you that much. That's excellent. So how do you manage, Aaron? How do you manage to keep on top of all your study and your assignments and your sport? You're obviously, two of you are really hugely successful.
Yeah, I think it really helps having, with the Maynooth scholarship, there's people there to help you. Like obviously with us, Martin and Barry have been very beneficial to us, and Longford as well. If I have to take time off to do one or the other, both teams have been willing to. But like, I haven't availed of any services, but there is people that you can go to help you with, with finances, with time constraints, with just extra learning, basically. It's there if it's needed. And I think that's a big thing to have, just as long as you're able to organize yourself, able to time keep well, be able to, know when to eat and know when to socialize or go out into town or something like that, as well as football. Obviously, as Carol said, you have to sacrifice somewhat of a social life, a lot of it, to be fair, but that's the game.
That's the nature of the beast.
It's the nature of the game that you have to make them sacrifices to be at the level that you want to be at.
Yeah, I would agree. And we've had the GAA scholarship evening, we've had rugby, and we have soccer now, we'll have golf in the future. But what's come up time and again, actually, what students have said is just literally something as basic as creating a schedule. So like you said, Aaron, to know when's for food, when's for training, when to go to the library and get the assignment done, and just kind of chip away at stuff rather than let it build up, and then you kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed because everything is on top of you. So we have one question that has come in here, so I might just ask that. How do you decide what makes a successful candidate, Barry, when you're scouting or on the application form?
So there's, I suppose, three parts of the process. You've got the application itself, which I can see what you've done previously, and I would have a lot of context in the game around the country, various different clubs, and it's just a matter of a phone call. And so obviously with the application process, my contacts, then we have the trial, and then we have the interview. So, when you put all that together, it gives me a good picture for Nuala, and then I make my decision from then. Really, that's it. That's as much of the process as we
Amazing. And in relation to that, how do we know if the application has been submitted successfully? I'm sure there's a confirmation email that goes out, is there? Yeah. I think there's a confirmation email that goes out to make sure that, the application has been received. Yeah. And how many goalkeepers does each team have? 2 or 3?
It depends on the squad, the goalkeepers can be hard to find sometimes, So with the senior teams, certainly minimum of 2 anyway. But it depends on what level, and if it's freshers trials, no keepers might turn up, 1 keeper might turn up, but 5 keepers might turn up. So, we'll have a minimum of 2, but possibly 3.
Great, thank you. For Aaron and Carla, obviously you're on the scholarship and you play a lot of sport, you play a lot of soccer. Do you get involved in any of the other clubs and socks, or are you just too time pressed for that? Aaron?
I don't know. Like I am involved in different societies. I'm trying to think. I can't really think on the spot about them. But I'd more so like, other than sport and that, I am able to go out and have a coffee with friends and stuff like that. There is lots of things to do other than sport and education in the town. So
you're in the Disney club and you just don't want to admit it, isn't that it?
That's the one I forgot. Yeah, that's the one.
But there are lots, folks, and actually Deirdre, if she had 2 seconds, might drop in the link to the Students' Union that has a list of all the, there must be 100 or 120 different types of clubs and societies, and things that students can get involved in during the day after lectures and things like that. Does it happen after 6 or 6 in the evening? I'm not too sure on that. And what about yourself, Carla? Are you involved in anything else other than the sport?
Not really, no, because I do travel quite a lot out to club training and stuff, but like you can see, like walking around campus, like there's kind of pop-up things everywhere you walk nearly, like there's so much to do. So like it would be an option if you did have the time to join one. I definitely would recommend.
Yeah. Did you come to university with any friends, or did you just make friends through the soccer?
There's not actually a lot of people from where I'm from in my year. I knew 1 or 2 of the girls from football already, so that helped. But like playing football, it definitely does help. Like I'm close friends with a lot of the girls on the team now, so yeah, it does help massively. Like, because sometimes you go in and out of lectures, you don't really get to talk to much people, but
sure,
the football does help quite a lot.
Right.
So.
And both of you are living away from home. Carla's on campus and Aaron is in a rented accommodation locally. Can you talk to us a little bit about that experience? Because was it daunting initially to leave home and to leave your family and friends from where you're from?
Aaron, you can go ahead there first.
I absolutely love this. living out in the hood of nowhere. Like, so a change is grand, and also the fact that I'm only an hour down the road, I'm not a million miles away. Like, but no, I enjoyed it. I enjoy living away from home as well, as much as being at home as well. But yeah, I was on campus last year, and I thought it was a really good way of meeting people, because obviously everyone you walk by is a student and they're in your shoes, and they're also looking for people to chat to as well as you. So that's how you start to mingle and make friends, like. And then for second year, I ended up getting an apartment with them. So it all works out. If you're open-minded and sociable, it's you can really enjoy yourself.
Great. We're just losing you there slightly. You're a little bit frozen, but you'll probably come back in again. That's excellent. Thanks so much, Aaron. You're so positive. It's great to hear that you're having such a positive experience. Is it the same for you, Carla? Obviously, you have to be nice there now. All your flatmates are within earshot.
Yeah, I'll have to be quiet enough. I know. They're grand. Yeah, like I didn't know anyone really when I came in to my accommodation, so I ended up in with 3 rugby lads and 1 other girl, so but they're lovely, they're sound, so I think once you get a nice group, you're kind of sorted. So but yeah, I'd be like Aaron, I'm grand living away from home. I love the independence kind of, and taking responsibility for the schedule, eating right and stuff like that. You kind of have to step up and start doing things kind of even more proper than if you were before. So yeah, I like the moving away from home.
Yeah, definitely. It's a process of maturing as well, doesn't it? It all kind of helps you become a more independent person overall. Does it help, Carla, that you live with other scholarship students? Does it kind of keep you a little bit more in the straight and narrow?
Yeah, the lads do go out a bit more than I go out, but they still go gym, and they they eat well and stuff. So that kind of thing kind of rubs off on you then, if you see the lads going out to the gym, you're like, oh, I better go and do better, kind of the same kind of lifestyle. But yeah.
Amazing. Thanks so much. Another little question has come in here, and I think it's a good one. If you have a medical condition, and it's not specific to which kind of condition you have or this person has, does that decrease your chances much of getting a scholarship, Barry?
That's a hard question. I'd have to know, Fanula, what that medical condition was. But obviously, we'd make every effort to include everybody. But until I knew the specific medical condition, I couldn't really answer that question.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. So I suppose each person is treated as an individual, and it's on a kind of a case-by-case basis. That's how this process works. So you just have a look and chat.
If it's not something that's going to inhibit your ability to play, then it's not going to be an issue in a way. So that's what I would say on that one.
Absolutely, and it could be anything. And I suppose Aaron alluded to it earlier on, which is a really valid point, that at the university there's an awful lot of support for students. There's a doctor and a nurse on site. There's a counselling service. Obviously, if you're part of the scholarship program, there's a physio there as well. So there is academic support and personal and wellbeing support. There's chaplaincy. So if you did find you had an issue, sorry, Barry, go ahead.
Also, I mean, I'm full-time at the university, and I always would say to the guys, listen, if you have any issues, I'm there all the time. They might not know where to get the support, but maybe I will, because I'm there for so many years in that way. So I know where to go and get it for them. And I live locally as well. So if it's something that they need, whatever it is, I know where it is. So yeah, I mean, there's loads of support for the guys, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. And likewise as well in the admissions office, I think we are very approachable. You can email us. Actually, maybe if Deirdre had 2 seconds, she might pop in the admissions email there as well. And if, folks, there are people here and they're not necessarily interested in the arts degree or the business and accounting, which is absolutely fine. If you did want to chat to one of us about degree choice, you can contact the admissions office. There's a little ask button on the website. If you go on to maynoothuniversity.ie, there's a little button that pops up. It's called ask, and that is manned by us Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Obviously, we're closed for lunch. So if you did have any questions about any of the degree areas, you can ask us there. I know also as part of the interview process, for as long as I've been involved, there is always a member of the admission staff there for the purpose of, if you were unsure about course requirements or point requirements or whatever admissions and entry requirements there are in the degree that you're interested in, we are always on hand to answer any questions that you might have around there. How does someone from Africa come? Well, you would be considered an international student. So the process would be slightly different in terms of being able to access the education part, I wouldn't even know where to point you in the direction of the scholarship process. But in order to apply for an undergraduate degree at Maynooth, you have to apply through the cao.ie, which is currently closed, but it will open again on the 4th of March. But if you are not from the EU, it's a different application form. So maybe Deirdre, if she had 2 seconds, might just pop in the link to the international office at Maynooth, and you could contact them then and see how that might work for you. Do you have any other information to add to that, Barry?
No, just that regarding the international student.
Yeah.
Not really, Fionnuala. No. I mean, it's a tough process for us regarding the international students and to get them over for trials and stuff like that. So that's a difficult one. But I will be going through all the applications, and if there is anybody exceptional, we will be in contact. But apart from that, that's really it, Fionnuala.
Yeah, brilliant. Someone has asked, what does the business and accounting course consist of? Can you give a little brief synopsis there, Aaron, if you don't mind?
I'll try my best. So yeah, like the way that I didn't do business or accounting for my leaving cert, what most of first year consists of is just basically filling in the gaps. So everyone's on the same level by the time they get the second year. So it's just first semester would be very easy for people who've done business and accounting, because a lot of it is what they've just done. And then what I'm doing the second year now is just more advanced versions. It's not like,
so you do a bit of accounting, a bit of economics,
yeah,
and you do some business models. You do some business modules,
yes.
rather, not models.
Yeah. So the whole course consists of business, accounting, economics, finance, and there's another one. Marketing. So it combines all them elements. Sorry, and it just, you study a lot about each different thing, more so on the accounting and finance and business side, and then it helps you just to prepare for life as a whatever type of accountant. You have to go into accountancy when you're finished, so it kind of prepares you to be an auditor, to be an actuary, to be someone who deals with tax and stuff like that. That's all I can really say right now. I can't really know much more on the top of my head, to be fair.
Rookie error, I was muted there and speaking. Thank you so much, Aaron. Someone has just written in, just a reminder that oral exams will be on the first week of Easter holidays in case it clashes with your trials. Yeah, I think we've had that in the past, haven't we? But people sometimes come in either before or after. Barry, you will have a look at each of the, and correct me if I'm wrong, you will have a look at all of the applications, and then you would contact the people to bring them in. Yeah. And obviously they would let you know then, you might say, listen, we'll chat for 15 minutes online. Yeah. And they'll obviously be able to let you know if they have an exam on at that time or not. Well, it's a little bit easier actually doing it online. You're more flexible.
Yeah. No, just in relation to the trials, I mean, that's not in stone yet. It could be the first week of April, it might be the second week. So it's got to, if there is a clash in some way with any exams, we can quickly change it. Even to the third week of April. It'll be the evening time anyway, Fionnuala. So we should be able to we'll have no problem there.
That's great, thanks. I'm not sure what the soccer and the foot reference is about. Is when you're at the PAC application, is it soccer or is it written football? Is the football referred to the Gaelic?
Could probably will be, yeah. Probably.
Okay, yeah. Grant, I hope that's clarified that for you. So listen, thank you so much. If anyone has any further questions, you can direct them to Barry directly, barry.prandaval@mu.ie, or the admissions office at admissions@mu.ie. I really want to thank Barry, Carla and Aaron for their time today. That was really, really informative. There were lots of great questions as well for everyone who participated. The session is currently being recorded, so it will be available tomorrow afternoon from the website mu.ie/MU Live. So the place where you registered for the event will also be the place where the video is hosted, if I'm making sense at all. Sorry, it's very late in the day. So anyway, listen, thanks again, folks, and best of luck. Take
Thanks,
care.
guys. Take it
Bye.
easy.
Bye. Bye. Bye.